Well, there are a couple of numbers that stand out like a sore thumb. Tackles made by Dale College. Is that going to come back and haunt them at the end of the second half? Well, basically, this is very clear. Every time they've been into each other's 22, they've come away with spoils.
Seems that the defense outside of the 22s is very exemplary, but once you get into the 22, all resistance crumbles and the tries will come your way. What an entertaining derby match this has been. As we see some of the stats, some trivia of this match, 125 years of Selborne rugby, as we have mentioned in this broadcast. The first rugby match for Selborne was against Dale College, way back in 1892.
That's quite a while back. I was still a teenager then, but to go back to the defensive efforts, it's all about when you're in that 22 area to get that big match temperament, to be able to have persistence,
Dale,
possession, and then ruthless execution, and both sides have done this very well.
Eltham, if you were a teenager back in 1895, you're doing outstandingly well. Kickoff from Dale as we are back underway. Fine take from Sisonke Batlanyana, my apologies, and back we are. Charging at them is Deshaun Mitchley. Dale immediately onto the front foot in the second half. Very inventive pass from Chumani Lucas. And Dale, a maul has been called, so Selborne have an opportunity to turn this ball over if Dale cannot present it. But they have managed to do just that. And it's Tando Zorki digging in at the rack, off the Porswa. Running at them, Dale. Good defensive line from Selborne, forcing that ball forward. Surely off a Selborne hand, though, so it may be an advantage to Dale. It is not, and it is an advantage to Selborne now for that knock-on. Dead center on the halfway line. Great chance for Selborne to get hands on ball early in this second half and continue on their merry way as they did at the end of the first.
Oh, the picture tells a story. That's what it means to these youngsters. This FNB Classic Clash. Second half conditions slightly favor the home side, Selborne College. In your picture you can see they have a slight breeze at their backs, and it's how they applicate and use the conditions to win this match.
Feed from Bursey. Bursey receives it from his number 8, Adam Mountford, and Selborne are on the front foot now. Great run from Mitchell Connellan. Percy there in a flash. Inside ball from Mountfort. Charging forward of Selborne. Percy clears from the base. Once again into the hands of Mitchell Connellan, who's clearly come out with an express intent to get more possession in this half. That pass in front of the man, Cameron Moody, showing wonderful hands to try to drag that in. Unfortunately not managing. The ball knocked on and turned over onto Dale's side. Tando Zorki. Great footwork, but unfortunately could not retain possession. Andrico Johannes. And we will go back for a scrum down to Selborne. Good application, good start from Selborne.
It was a perfect start by Selborne. It all started with a blindside move from the scrum. Their scrum has been solid in this encounter. And ABC Rugby 8 to 9, 9 to the overlap. What a perfect start for Selborne.
Locks.
W Black.
Crouch.
Mary Jane.
Bind.
Yes.
Set.
Well, this dominant Selborne scrum, they don't really need to do too much pushing on their own ball, just ensure that they have secure possession. Bursey off to Kutse, passing down the line through the hands of Kuhlane, and trouble on the outside. More good running from Miles Norton, who has filled the boots of Jared Ramsey very well. Jared Ramsey, the usual right wing starter for Selborne. Great inside ball to Sisonko.
At least now.
Batlanyana, struggling with that name, but I will get it right. Cameron Moody passing the ball out wide. Fine take from David Kutse, the captain of Selborne, but it has been knocked on and turned over into the hands of Dale. Zoki.
Again back.
This is fussy. He
Advantage over.
an Interesting kick down towards the touchline. The chasing line not good enough, giving Selborne the chance to charge back at them. And that's just what they've done! Cutting the line is Stefan Nieuwenhuizen. He finds his man with the offload. Numbers at the outside. They've got to score. He must pass. Over the line. They get. Well, what a try from Selborne. And what a start to this second half. It's Kulane who gets the try for Selborne.
Well, that is all you can call his class, and what a break by Stefan Nieuwenhuizen. The flick out back, finding the support, the interplay between backs and forwards, and then this final pass from Mountford to Kulane was outstanding.
Oh, I thought for a moment that Mountford was not going to pass that ball. Oh, what a wonderful break this from Nieuwenhuizen. They kept on moving the ball through the hands. More great play from Mitchell Connellan. He's had a great second half. Out the back of the hand from Mountford. And what a great try for Kulane. Robenheimer continues the kicking duties. Wonderful kick from Robenheimer. He has had a spectacular game. A clear talent in this number 15 Selborne do have. We take one last look at this try.
Oh, it's an outstanding try on the interplay and the support. And unselfishly, the big carrier, Adam Mountford, finds the support of Kulane.
Taken by Selborne from the kickoff off the boot of Fassi for Dale. And Selborne are running at Dale in the second half. Enterprising play, wonderful to watch. They lead 23 points to 15. Cleared by Bercy. Charging back at them, Luke Dalbach. Seems to be a crowd favorite. Very flat ball for Nieuwenhuizen. And that ball has fallen loose to Mfenyana. Campy charging into them. That surely is a knock-on while he was trying to regather Zoki, but on we go. Zoki stepping off the right boot. Well, the man is on the ball there. He's got both hands on, but he's been told to release by referee boys who deemed him not to have got there in time. Fassi taps and goes. That man is not back the 10 meters by any stretch of the imagination. Zoki, Poswa, chance for Dale to find some of their own form at the beginning of this first half, having seen Selborne come out of the blocks with a song in their heart. Here is Zoki, short ball. As they look to reconstruct their attack, get their backline in position. Zoki digging in, and he finds another short runner in the form of the first try scorer, Tando Okbo.
10 meters.
Well, not back to 10 meters is what we're going for. Advantage was being played. Fassi does not seem interested in rushing this one, and he is considering going for the posts. After a discussion with his center partner, Sipa Mantla Matsinya, they decide that they will go for posts to give themselves the chance of taking their tally up to 18, which would put them within 5 points of Selborne, striking distance. If they could score a converted try, they could get ahead on the scoreboard. The players seesawed somewhat at the beginning of this second half. Selborne really come out into the second half with a brand new attitude. And they've managed to score themselves a try and extend their lead. Fassi puts it over the bar, makes it look easy, and brings the game to within 5 points.
That's exactly what Dale College needed to settle the nerves. Selborne have definitely found their straps in this FNB Classic clash, and that's what it's all about.
The travelling Dale support that you saw in picture there have not lost the faith. The team trailed by 5 points and they showed every sign of showing greatness in this match. They've scored wonderful tries. in the first half, and could they replicate that in the second? Moving the ball through the hands, that was Porswak getting it further outside. The attacking intent of both of these sides, simply marvelous. Fussy, great ball, but that ball has been dropped cold by the prop forward, Bisholo.
Push back.
And Selborne wasting no time in moving forward. Men over the ball, turnover ball perhaps here for Dale. Well, looked like that man had done well enough, but we will go back for the scrum down in the favor of Selborne.
Advantage.
The advantage was being played.
There was an advantage knock-on being played by the referee, Raymond Boys. And once again, it's an opportunity for Selborne to stamp their authority on this fixture, and you can see the frustration on that young man's face. Bisholo, after he had knocked that ball on.
Bind.
Yes. Cancel, Adam, cancel.
Get it right that side, eh? Let's get it right that side. Thank you. Let's try again.
So we will reset the scrum. Under the watchful eye of referee Boys.
8 man. Crouch.
Well, there's a perfectly positioned scrum. They have been strong in this area. Left and right options available.
Quick move once again, looking to create the extra man is Percy as he peels off, and it has worked out wonderfully well. Selborne bearing down on the Dale line, fine tackle, stopping the momentum of Connellan, who has had so much possession in the second half. Passing from the base once again is Percy. The speed of play from Selborne has been intensified in the second half noticeably. Kutzer spreading the ball wide. Chance on the outside. Trouble for Dale. And over the line they go. Selborne score again. This time Sibahle Kutlane.
Well, once again, it started from a stable scrum. Mitchell Connellan was the catalyst. He set the target way down on the right-hand side of the field. Lovely vision from the fly half Kutsa. Khutlane backs himself. He did have support out wide in the form of the left wing, Indonesia. But he had enough strength and determination to get the 5.
Well, it's Derby Day, Vim. Can't be passing away easy tries. Robenheimer lines up another. And another fine kick from Robenheimer. Spectacular kicking form this young man has, and he takes Selborne's tally to 30 points to the 18 of Dale. Fussy, they waste no time in the restarts to Dale. That is taken well by Mark Fenter. Kutzer, time to measure the kick and use the wind at his back to get extra distance, but it's fallen straight into the arms of Zorki, who has not managed to gather it clean. Wonderful step. He's left 2 men in his wake. Had to pass thereafter, but he has got the ball away. Wonderful play. A good run from Ndabambi. And still they'll come, but it has been knocked on eventually. Sipa Mandla Matsinya unable to hold on to the ball, knocking it on just at the end of that enterprising movement from Dale College.
Well recovered by the scrum half. He's had a solid game, has Zorki. And stepping well, and that offload from the ground just creates extra forward momentum.
Time off.
And unfortunately, an infringement coming in from Matsinya. He knows he can do better than that. You could see the absolute disappointment on his face afterwards.
Time back on.
He is one of Dale College's 2017 Eastern Province Craven Week players. He's a strapping young man at 85 kilograms.
8 men. Crouch. 1. Bind. Yes. Steady. Set.
Very impressive center partnership this Dale team does have. Nonetheless, they trail Selborne by 12 points here today. Great run from Selborne as they look to set the ruck.
Touch play.
Create more space. for the clearance from Kutsa, but that has been touched. And Dale have yet another chance to attack. Zorki seems to love being at the back for these counter-attacks, so he can pull out those side steps, which he does have in his locker. He's at the bottom of the rack now, and somebody else is going to need to take over the halfback duties. That has been done by Chumani Lucas. Fine pass to the man who's running into space, Simongile Kampi. But the gap eventually closed quickly enough for Selborne College. They are on the defensive for the first time really in this second half. Fine run once again from Mzingisi Busholo. Such a willing ball carrier, the number 3 is.
His first one is allowed.
Turnover.
Play.
Well, attempted turnover being called by referee Boys, but it does remain on the side of Dale. Passing the ball through the hands. He showed a wonderful head on his shoulders today. Has Ayabonga Poswa, captain for Dale, and fly half. Turnover coming onto the side of Dale now, though. And a chance to clear their lines. Bursey with the box kick. Putting this wind to work and making sure that the pressure is not on them, but on Dale. Once again, it's the scrum half. Wild pass and the tackle from Zorki. And pressure on Dale College as the Selborne players are flooding forward far quicker than the Dale players are getting back. Well, interesting play on the ground. Selborne unable to secure the turnover at the first time of asking. And an advantage coming the way of Dale, interestingly enough, who have done wonder work to scramble back and secure that ball on the ground.
Ball, where, yeah? Number 2 playing a ball on the ground.
And a penalty to Dale. He has called Mark Fenter for playing a ball on the ground, but Dale have paid the price for that play as Tando Kokwo, their first try scorer, has remained down on the ground. Well, rip snorting rugby in this FNB Classic clash in East London at Selborne College. This historical derby bump.
Well, the penalty count is even Stevens at the moment. And I'm sure Dale College would love it to be a lot closer. That has been a problem for Dale thus far. 10 handling errors, and it's just taken the pressure off Selborne and kept the wind in their sails.
It's been a difficult second half for Dale, who was so impressive in the first. It seems that the Selborne team talk had a lot more fire inside of it. And this Selborne side has been impressive in the second. Especially so the number 13, Mitchell Connellan, just another one of their Craven Week players. Of course, Selborne feed the border team in the Craven Week. And they had 11 representatives this year, most of those in the starting side. And that is why perhaps it was seen as an upset when Dale beat Selborne in the first leg of this fixture this season. But they will look to do that once again, will Dale, and they're only 12 points away from Selborne right now. Less than 20 minutes to play. This comes back on the side of Dale, able to secure possession on the halfway line.
Release now, Red.
We have had a substitution for the man who was injured there, number 7, Kokwo.
Advantage, knock on, white.
Knock-on advantage coming the way of Selborne as handling errors continue to plague this Dale side, especially in the second half. Fine pickup from Bursey. Looks to take it blind after considering his options. That man has to be offsides. And a scrum down to Selborne.
First knock, no advantage.
Well, the crowd's starting to rise as they realize there are about 18 minutes left in this match, and this side has the ascendancy.
One of those numerous handling errors, 11. That, as I mentioned earlier on, has just taken the pressure off Selborne, kept the wind in their sails. And I repeat, every ball you lose in contact or turnover is one more ball that you have to defend in an encounter of this caliber.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Another big shove from Selborne as their crowd are calling for. And a fine run, this from Kutsa. He's cut the line again. The defense of Dale is starting to crumble here in the second half. They really need to wise up and make their first time hits.
Well, Paul, I mentioned it early on, it starts off from that stable scrum. It just gives those outside backs in the form of David Kutsa. He ghosted through a gap, found the support of Connellan, who's been outstanding in the second half. It's all about space.
Get the line out properly, please. Come close again.
Line out to Dale. Swung cliche to feed.
Check for skill.
Feedy does, stolen at the front by Stefan Nieuwenhuizen. He has been a tower of strength in the line-out for Selborne today, and he has secured them a crucial turnover, presenting them with an enormous attacking opportunity. Mere meters out from the Dale line once more. Mark Venter with the pick and go. Bercy hovering at the back of the ruck, feeds to Kutzer, short running, looking for the number 12, cutting back, that is Kuhlane. Another fine pass from Bercy, but catching his man slightly unawares. It has been knocked on.
Control went forward first. No control.
It will be a scrum down to Dale
Red ball.
as they continue to defend their line against this Selbornian onslaught. Grant Meyer is making his way onto the field.
Replacement quickly, 4 going off.
Seems to be plenty of support for him in the stands
19 on.
among the Selborne fans, of course.
Crouch. Bind. Steady. Set.
It appears that the Selborne fans are singing happy birthday to their number 4, Wesley Javon, who has a smile writ large across his face. Well, these are memories to cherish, aren't they, Vim?
Let's try and get it
most
more steady,
definitely
guys,
so.
before the ball comes.
These are memories that these schoolboys will take
Crouch.
along with them forever. And
Fine.
how can you forget an FNB Classic clash
Steady, steady.
of this
steady.
magnitude?
Especially when you can record it on your PVR. Zoki feeds. Under pressure, but looking to run it. Dale College, very brave on their own line, but enterprising stuff has taken them out of the 22-meter line. And if they can present this ball back, specifically Johannes, their right wing, they will be able to advance again, and that is precisely what they are doing. Recycling the ball relatively slowly, but Zoki gets it away to Fussy. After seeing that his players had overrun the ball, decides to take it on his own shoulders. Fussy is running down the center of the park. Another man beats it. Here he comes. You are kidding me. Fussy is scoring under the bar. Can you believe it? He has finished off so many men. He's left them in his wake. Fussy scores for Dale.
Well, that's probably one of the better tries I've seen in a long time. Yes, defense is not up to it, but you only play as well as what you see in front of you. His step is something to sell, and Fussy backs himself. Let me remind you, he played Craven Week in 2016 for Border. He was not of age this year, he's slightly too old, but what a finish. He backs himself. He is the money man.
Can't say enough good things about that try. What a pleasure to watch, and what a fixture this has been. A magical FNB Classic clash. What a derby. Oh, this is what schoolboy rugby is all about. And Fussy will take the kick.
Just kick it when you're ready.
Pops it over the bar. Fussy raises the flags, and the scoreline is chopped down to a 5-point difference. 30 points to Dale, 30 points to Selborne, 25 to Dale. One last look at this try.
He could have sidestepped someone in a phone booth. It was so good. But this is 125 years of tradition, memories, all coming down to a fixture today.
Kutzer restarts into the hands of Son Cliche. Well received and running back at them. That's Mafenyana, the replacement, the number 17 for Dale, who have ignited their hopes in the second half with that try. And here's Fussy again, who has been upended in the tackle. Referee boys took a moment to think about it, and now there could be trouble.
Stay with me.
Fussy's definitely the man of the moment.
It
It is a tip tackle, but he does not land on his neck.
Yeah.
I'm looking to bring the aggression, but that's not quite how to do it.
11.
Probably going to go to his pocket,
Okay.
Paul.
It was a slight tip, not serious. He brought him down safely according to the AR. Penalty only, but a warning. None of that anymore. Okay.
Oh. Very close for Miles Norton. Some nervous moments for everyone at Selborne College, because it was a tip tackle. He brought him down safely. I believe that might have been a lucky call for the Selborne faithful.
Perhaps that would certainly have changed the game had their impressive winger Miles Norton been forced to go off the field for a couple of minutes when the game is so tightly contested. Son Cliche to feed the line out. To the back it goes, over the contester, but over the own receiver as well, and into the arms of Mark Venter, charging onwards. Percy. It's Cody Else cutting back off the left, back towards the supporting players. Percy feeding to his big men again. Really have their structures in place. Selborne, they know precisely what they're doing with every ball. Cameron Moody carrying that one on. Robenheimer looking to catch and pass, slightly behind the shoulder of Sibahle Kutlane on that occasion. But Selborne are able to retain it. Although Dale are trying their hardest to make the turnover. Well, Adam Mountford caught behind the advantage line there, slightly static when receiving the ball. Bercy. Around his back is Cameron Moody. Great movement from Selborne. The ball has fallen loose, and there could be trouble on the outside. But it has trickled into touch. And according to referee Boys, there's nothing to go back for. We will be heading to the lineup. I suppose this is as good a time as any to mention that Dale themselves also have some notable alumni in the form of Makaya and Tini Bjorn Basson, the man who plays for the Stormers now, and of course played for Bulls and Griquas. And of course, Kobani Bobo spent some time there. Perhaps that's where the spirit of sidestepping that so many of these players have is born from.
Well, they've had a number of players of talent. You mentioned a few. I'll mention a few more. Keegan Daniel, Andise Maku.
Must travel 5.
Both of these schools have rich rugby heritage.
8 men. Crouch. Bind. Set. Steady, steady, Selborne.
Steady for now, but Dale have been traveling backwards at the scrums, and they do so again, managing to clear it quickly. Poissoir, short hands, too much pressure from the defensive line for Matsinya to penetrate. Fassi, very clever in getting to that ball just as it was disrupted by the Selbornian defense. Around the corner come the fresh legs of Tandile Mpangeba.
Red advantage one.
An advantage coming the way of Selborne. And the schoolboys of Selborne are very happy to see that as they are entering into the tension of this match. They know there are 5 points that separate Selborne and Dale, with the time ticking away, less than 9 minutes to play in this enormously important derby day.
10 minutes to go.
The worst thing that Selborne can do is start defending a lead, Paul. And it almost seems as if they've gone off the boil the last couple of minutes, and it's let Dale College back into the game.
Bind. Set. Steady.
With the 5-point gap, you can never switch off. Bercy feeds quickly out the back. Kutzer uses the wind again to his advantage. A fine kick towards the touchline and driving Dale backwards. Wonderful game management from Kutzer, who has been spectacular in fits and starts today.
Well, towards the latter part of the second half, it's all about territory management and game management. And David Kutzer has had a solid game. He scored a try in the first half. He's been phenomenal in this FNB Classic Clash and finds some perfect real estate for his side.
Tense times for both of these sides. The feed to the line-out goes right this time from Songlisha to Ndabambi. And Dale College not thinking once about kicking once more, just driving the ball back downfield at their Selbornian opponents. Great tackle from Dashawn Mitchley after his grubber through. He is one of the 2 representatives from Dale that made the Border Craven Week side, the fullback. Another fine run from Cody Else. He's running a lot of ball in the second half. Kutzer sending the ball down the line, each of the passes meeting the man until the final one, which went over Miles Norton. And it will be a line out to Dale, nearby the halfway line. He's tried to take it quickly. It's come out the front of the hands. That is a knock-on, and it will be an advantage to Selborne. Good thinking from Dale, but poor execution. It looked like Portsmouth may have advanced off sides. Numbers on the outside, but the ball cannot be freed. Difficult situation for Mark Venter. Kutzer charging at them again. Backs himself. Physically does Kutzer, the captain of the Selborne side, their number 10. That's Cody Else once more. Loves receiving the ball in the number 1 position and charging at the defenders. Kutzer caught static and gets his pass away. Good power shown by Sibakhle Kutlane. Percy, fine run from Stefan Nieuwenhuizen. Is he able to present the ball, or has it been turned over by Sibongile Kampi? No, it comes back for Percy. Gets the ball to his outside center, Connellan, who's had such a great second half. And here they come again with Mountford on the outside. Continuing onwards. And Selborne are building up a head of steam. No men on the blind side, although there is space there. Once again, it's Cody Else. This time in the center field. Dale players there with hands on the ball, but told to get away by referee boys. Back he goes. Kutzer's going to go for the drop goal. My goodness. Oh, he's put it over. Kutzer has added 3 points to their tally. How clever is that? He's taken it out to an 8-point gap. I did not see that coming. What a piece of play from Kutzer.
Oh, this is outstanding play from Selborne College, and they evolved play in the way that he'd hit that drop. There were no other options open. Look at that celebration. That tells a story.
Well, it reminds one of Mitch Hunt in a game that the Crusaders won this year in Super Rugby, when he came around the corner and hit a long-range drop goal. Kutzer showing great temperament, great thought, and superb execution to put that kick over the bar, take his team 8 points away from Dale with 5 minutes to play.
Oh, it's exactly what the doctor ordered for Selborne. I spoke about scoreboard pressure, and it's put them 8 out in front. And that is vital with 4.5 minutes remaining in this FNB Classic clash.
And what will that have done to the spirits of these Dale players?
Crouch. Bind.
Stop it, 1 point.
Steady. Set.
Zoki to feed. Quickly to the number 8's feet, and Zoki gets it away to Poswa. That's Fassi. Into the back line is Mitchley. They really need to score as soon as possible if they want to retain any chance of winning this match, but they've been driven into touch on the far side, and it will be a line out to Selborne.
Down 5 minutes. Remember, I've got a little bit injury stoppage.
There's about 5 minutes. We heard the referee, Raymond Boyce, confirm to one of the schoolboys. And it's going to be a thrilling 5 minutes, that I can say.
Mark Fenter, that has been stolen on the part of Dale, and the Selborne crowd is not very happy at all to see that happen. Butch Kaba cutting back in and charging at them. This is Zoki. Fine pass has been ripped and has fallen fortuitously into the lap of Mzingisi Bisholo, who has been running free all day. He seems to be very fit for a man of his size as well. Good, powerful run. Putting out the palm is Sipa Mantla Matsinya. Zoki. Oh, not a great run from Bisholo. He is tireless. 3 minutes to play. Dale need to be perfect. Advantage coming the way of Selborne. Scrum to Selborne. Slightly sloppy at the base by Zoki. And Selborne have the possession with the time ticking away.
Possession they have, and it's going to be a restart from the scrum, and that's an area where they've been prominent, have Selborne, but an outstanding second half from Bisholo. You mentioned it, Paul, he has been tireless, he's carried the ball well. But there's one time of this fixture where he needs to be a mountain of strength, and that is in this next scrum. Dale College need to put as much pressure as possible on Selborne and hopefully transform something or nothing into something.
A pivotal time for Selborne, trapped on their own line, but they have to put into the scrum. We heard the crowd rise as George Perkins, the number 20, made his way onto the field. I'm no longer sure if this crowd has any favorite players or if they just cheer that loudly any time a Selbornian runs onto a rugby field. Great passion from this Selborne crowd today. The Dale boys slightly further away from us, but I have no doubt they have been singing their hearts out.
7 off.
Definitely shown. Couple of replacements. It looks like Cody Else has picked up a knock. Nothing serious. He's limping off the field. But you mentioned it. This is one of their biggest moments of these schoolboys' career, basically. And yes, there's a wild cheer that goes up every time someone comes onto the field. It's like a mini test match. It's test match atmosphere in this classic clash.
Feed to the scrum coming from Bursey. The Selborne scrum has been nothing less than solid today. Dominant when Dale have had to put in. Good pass out to the first receiver, setting a rack. Kutsa has time to think about things and gets away from 3 defenders. Really had to back himself there. Could have found himself in trouble if he had been scragged, but the kick finds touch, and there is less than a minute to play in this match. Dale must score immediately.
Kutsa gets himself out of jail. ABC Rugby, Kulani sets the target. Solid scrum. Cleaners are good. He nearly came unstuck.
Well, this is it for Dale. Mikaya Songlishe feeds the line out, and that is Ndabambi who rose high to fetch it. Fasi through the hands, and that's a tired pass to Matsinya. It has been knocked on and has gone directly into the arms of the Selborne players.
Advantage over.
The kick upfield from Bursey. The whole Selborne crowd was calling for it, and there was nobody home at the back. Once again, though, it's Zoki getting back and initiating counter-attacks for this Dale side. They're hot-stepping scrum half. Pick and go around the corner, more calls, but the ball easily freed by Dale, and they're able to continue their attacking movement. That is Sibongile Kampi raising the knees and pumping through the gap. Fasi with a great pass on this occasion to his outside center, Sipamantla Matsinya, who drops the shoulder and moves Dale forward. The maul has been called, and the Selborne players are piling in. They're holding their man up. This could be the final play of the game. Referee boys blows the whistle. Scrum down to Selborne. Is there still time on his watch? Because on our clock, the time has elapsed. Consults with his touch judge, and we will play this scrum.
2 minutes left.
Yes, referee boys did say that there was some extra time to be played. That's over.
I did mention it early on when one of the Dale College pupils asked him. But it has been a spirited performance from Selborne College. As I mentioned earlier on, they made a timid start to the game. Dale College came out guns blazing and scored 2 quick tries in the opening of the first half, but they've showed a lot of composure. They've believed in their structures, and they've come out victorious, definitely in this FNB Classic clash.
They do look to have secured this match. Have Selborne Bursey to Kutsa. Wide pass to Robenheimer, who's been spectacular off the boot with ball in hand on defense. He's had a wonderful game. A spectacular talent. Fasi! Another fine piece of play from this enterprising inside center for Dale College. Certainly the man of the match on the Dale side. The men from King Williamstown will be disappointed today as this match has gotten away from them. Connellan has been spectacular in this second 35 minutes. Hoops the ball downfield, uses the wind to the advantage. And the Dale players are forced to retreat and start their attack from just outside their own try line.
On. Taken back.
Mafenyana. The kick is into touch.
I've got half a minute left.
Well, 30 seconds left, and perhaps that is a sign of how tired the Dale players are, kicking the ball into touch, trailing by 8.
Well, it is the last movement of the game, and it was a lovely raking kick from David Kutsa, but your kick is only as good as your kick chase, and that was excellent. Well done by Grant Meyer.
They have been spectacular on the kick chase in the second half, used the wind fully to their advantage. Mark Fenter feeds the lineouts. Once again, it's come on the side of Dale. The lineouts have been less than impressive from Selborne today. But that should be the final whistle, and that is what it is. Connellan takes to a knee and celebrates as Selborne College have overcome their derby rivals, Dale College, in a spectacular fixture. This FNB Classic clash has come to a close with Selborne overcoming Dale College. Wonderful tries in the second half. Dale showed the positive intent in the first. And you can see the desperation from these Dale lads as they lay on the field and soak up the sensation. On the other hand, Selborne will be flying high. What a wonderful second half display. Robenheimer was outstanding. Connellan was outstanding. Never mind Kutzer, who put a drop goal over the bar in the most difficult of circumstances. But in the end, the scoreline comes out as Selborne 33 points to the 25 points of Dale.